An eye for an eye, my friend, right? But an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. Perfect for Halloween, I will show you how to make soap in the shape of an eyeball and soap that looks like blood. This video is also part of a collaboration with my friends Jillian, Slava, Chrissy from Glamour Life Fox, Brilliant from Glitter Forever 17, Nicole, and Mafer from Hello Mafi. Be sure to check out their videos after watching this tutorial. I will have all the links in the description box down below. And now let's get started. Begin by melting some clear glycerin soap. Once it's completely melted, pour the soap into one part of a plastic ornament in the size of your choice. You only want to add a little bit of soap to the bottom. This way we get a 3D effect for the eye. Spray some rubbing alcohol on top to remove bubbles and then let it cool down. Next, we need to create the pupil. Since I didn't have any black soap colorant, I just mixed different colors like brown, blue, and red just to make the soap really dark. Now create a dot using a popsicle stick and the soap you just prepared. Don't worry if it's not perfectly round, we will fix it later. Once it has cooled down, take a toothpick or a popsicle stick and remove any excess dark soap to make the shape round. Next, you want to score in the surface just a little bit to create those lines you see in the iris. Now use a toothpick and the dark soap again and add small lines around the pupil. This way the eye will look more realistic. You can also use a brush if that's easier for you. And since I had some mica powder left, I used the same brush and applied a little bit of the powder on top of the scored lines. This way when the light reflects, this golden powder will reflect the light and the eye will look more magical and interesting. I removed the excess powder and distributed the rest using a toothpick. Once everything is prepared, we only need to create the actual color for the iris. Start by melting some white glycerin soap again and add any color you like. I went for a light green color. Next, carefully pour in the soap on top of the dark pupil. Be sure to create a large enough circle. Use a popsicle stick to help you out if necessary. This is how it looks once it has cooled down. As the circle is obviously not perfect, take a popsicle stick again and remove any excess soap to create a round shape. Now we can create a darker frame for the iris. For this step, I used the dark soap I used for the pupil and poured it on top after melting it. Distribute it evenly and then let it cool down. Since the black ring turned out too white, you can use a toothpick or a popsicle stick again and remove a few millimeters from the dark soap. And to clean up the rest, I used tissue paper. Now it's finally time to create the actual eyeball. Start by melting white glycerin soap, add any soap fragrance you like, and then mix it very well. Next, score in the surface of the iris, spray some rubbing alcohol on top, and carefully pour in the white soap all the way to the top. Be sure that the white soap is not hot, just warm enough to be poured in, otherwise it will melt the pupil. To make the ornament stand, I used tea candle mantle cups. Pour the rest of the white soap into the other part of the ornament all the way up to the top again and then let it cool down. Once the soap has cooled down, we can go ahead and remove it from the ornaments. Carefully push the sides to let the air inside, and just repeat the step until you can remove the soap from the mold. But before we can attach both sides together, we need to make sure the bottom part is completely even. For this step, I used a popsicle stick and removed any excess soap. If both pieces fit together perfectly, we can attach them together. Begin by melting a little bit of white glycerin soap, and then score in the surface of both pieces, spray some rubbing alcohol on top, and then pour a little bit of the liquid soap on top. Now you just need to attach both parts together and carefully press them together until the soap has cooled down. Once both parts are stuck to each other, clean the eyeball with some tissue paper and the soap is finished. But if you want to add more spookiness to the soap, you can make blood soap slime. For this step, you're going to need some kind of gel-like body wash. I chose something that was already red. Pour it into a bowl and then add some red colorant and mix everything together. Now you want to start adding a tiny bit of baking soda and then mix it together. Add a tiny amount little by little and mix it together until the body wash transforms into a rather slimy texture. Next, you can put it into the freezer for 5 minutes or just use it like that as well. You can place it onto a soap dish and decorate your bathroom with it. And you're done? I hope you liked this idea and found it helpful. Be sure to leave this video a big thumbs up to support this channel and to subscribe if you haven't already to see more fun and easy DIYs in the future. Don't forget to check out the description box down below for more Halloween videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day and see you next week. Bye!